Is Ariana Grande natural or has she had plastic surgery? We're going to get to the bottom of it on this video. My name is Dr. Anthony Yoon and I'm known as America's Holistic Plastic Surgeon. On this video, we're going to look at Ariana Grande through the years. Has she had plastic surgery? Has she gone under the knife? Does she look so incredibly beautiful because of a plastic surgeon's talent? Let's break it down. Let's start by looking at her at the age of 18. As you can see, she looks really young. She's got a bit of a round baby face still. And of course, she hasn't had any plastic surgery at this time. And now let's take a peek at her at the age of 20. As you can see, her face looks a little bit different. Her face has gotten a little bit longer, and this is a very common change that we see when people go from their teens to their early 20s. Now I want you to pay special attention to two parts of her face, the two parts that are most scrutinized, her nose and her lips. If you take a look at her nose, she has a little bit of a bump on her nose. Her tip of her nose is slightly round and she has nice full lips. Well, how does she look like 2 years later? So this is a picture of her 2 years later at the age of 22. Now she has become a big star. She's looking like the Ariana Grande that we all know and love, and her nose and her lips look about the same. Once again, she still has a little bit of that bump on her nose and the tip of her nose is just slightly round. Her lips are still nice and full, but they don't have that characteristic kind of overdone plumpy pout that some actresses and Hollywood celebrities have after they've had their lips done. So here she is at the age of 22 and everything I'm seeing here looks really natural. I don't think she's had any work done yet. Well, now let's take a peek at her 1 year later in 2016. Now she is 23 years old. She's definitely a big star. Let's take a closer look at her nose. In this picture, her nose looks like it may be a little bit straighter. Her tip may be lifted up a touch, but it's really difficult to say. The question is did she have a nose job between 2015 and 2016? Well, she was in the public eye quite a bit at this time, and to have a nose job, she would have to exit the public eye for several weeks, if not several months, and I really doubt that that's the case. I think the changes that we're seeing here between 2015 and 2016 are really just the angle of the photo, and they may be due to makeup as well. And at this point, if I had to make a guess, and I'm not 100% certain on this, but I think that her nose is still quite natural. Well, what about her lips? Well, I don't think she's had anything done to them as well. Her lips do look nicely, naturally plump, and I don't see a big change from the year before. Now we're going to fast forward 2 more years to 2018, and let's take another look at her nose. And as you can see, her nose does not look like it's changed. So I used to think that she may have had a nose job, but I don't think so anymore. And when you look at her nose, she still has that characteristic slight bump that plastic surgeons in general would not leave behind. And also the tip of her nose is just slightly round. And that has been her characteristic throughout all of these photos that we have pretty much looked at. So my final verdict regarding Ariana Grande having a nose job is that she has not had her nose done. So now let's take a peek at her lips. This is where I do think she may have had a little bit of help from a plastic surgeon or a dermatologist. If you take a look at her lips do look a bit more plump than they did before, and they look a bit more outlined. This is a very characteristic sign of lip injections. Lips can be injected with a multitude of fillers ranging from Restylane to Juvederm to Belotero and others. And there are certain fillers that will actually make your lips look more natural than others. The key to a good lip injection is to make sure that you pass the kiss test. And that means that if somebody kisses you, they feel like they're kissing a pair of lips, not like they're kissing a spare tire. Now, is it possible that the plumped up appearance of her lips could be due to maybe plumping lip gloss or makeup? Definitely it's possible, but my guess is that this is actually due to actual lip injections. Now, some people call lip injections plastic surgery. Well, it isn't technically surgery, but it is a cosmetic treatment. And I do believe, looking at her photos, that Ariana had her lips done. Well, what about other treatments? Has she had Botox? It's hard to say. Now, it is very common for celebrities her age to be doing Botox, and I wouldn't be surprised if she's had a little bit here and there, but she doesn't appear to have had a lot of it. How about filler in other parts of the face? That too, hard to say. If she's had some cosmetic injections, let's say into her cheeks, it's very, very subtle and her doctor's doing a good job. But I would say, in essence, overall, I don't think she's had any actual surgery. There's no obvious signs of it. So looking at Ariana Grande over the years, if I had to give her a grade from not natural to completely natural, I would give her mostly natural. So that's my take on Ariana Grande. But what about the model Kendall Jenner? Has she had plastic surgery to help her look so good? Well, take a peek at this video right up here where I analyze Kendall Jenner over the years, what I think she has had done, and I do think it's a bit more than Ariana. Check it out. And remember, eat real food, use clean skincare, and only consider actual plastic surgery as a last resort.